budget declared yesterday and the general election looming, political debate is buzzing. John Hampden Grammar School certainly is not exempt from this, with the school hosting one of their biggest, most exciting question time events ever. This year, a student-led committee have invited all 5 party candidates who are hoping to represent High Wycombe in Parliament to the event and will answer any questions students put to them. All questions come live from the audience, and if the response from yesterday's budget is anything to go by, a heated debate will surely evolve.
All issues that young people and any others need addressing will be put to the panel, and with so much at stake for each member, students should get the answers they need. We will now head over to Luca, who is with Matthew, chairman of the student-led committee responsible for the question time event. Candidates from the Green, Labour, Liberal Democrats, Conservative and UK Independence parties will all be present at the debate. Given that a recent official survey showed that 42% of 16 to 24-year-olds have no interest in politics, it is hoped that this year's event will develop young people's interest and understanding of British politics.
Have everything to win and everything to lose from the answers they give to your questions.
Okay, so why did you decide to have only the 5 candidates this year?
Well, we really wanted to emphasise this idea of choice, that in May, in the general election, first-time voters particularly, but everyone over the age of 18, of course, has a choice that they have to make between the 7 candidates. And we've invited the 5 candidates from the major parties without any choice, really to emphasise that these are the options.
So why do you think it's really important that young people get into politics?
Well, generally speaking, people don't vote. That's a problem. Half the time they don't vote because they don't think people they want they support can win. Half the time they don't vote because they can't bother. But I think the reality is that young people really do care about issues. They care about things that affect them. So, for example, tuition fees show that young people really do care about politics. The important thing is making sure that young people feel like they have an impact. For example, if they vote, it might not seem like the vote has an impact, but when the parties look at the analysis of the votes and find that no young people voted, they therefore won't make policies that benefit young people. So voting, showing that you care, having your voice counted, is important in making sure that politicians offer policies to represent you and make changes that support that we support.
Well, we know that young people think NHS and tuition fees specifically are very important. Are these key topics that we released at the event?
Well, the audience picks the questions for the event. So whatever people decide they want to ask about, they can ask them. But I would expect that the NHS, tuition fees, education more generally will come up, as well as the advantage of having this kind of event where these really are your choices. We can talk about local issues as well.
Thank you, Matthew.
Thank you.
We have Alex here, one of the 6th forms at John Hampden Grammar School. So Alex, will you be attending question time?
Yeah.
And do you think that the NHS budget funds should be cut with George Osborne's budget?
I feel that the NHS budgets need to stay as they are. I think the NHS budgets are a necessity. I don't think it's a privilege, even though a lot of young people have said that it is. I think for us, it's especially important that we have the NHS and that people can remain healthy and rely on that if they're in desperate situations. And I think the budget needs to stay as it is.
And how do you feel about the university fees not being cut?
For me, I think university fees are a very daunting prospect. I'm hoping to go to university next year after my A-levels, and it's something that I have worried about. They do need to be cut significantly. I'm not sure how is the best way to do that, but hopefully I can find out more at question time, and they can be cut for our university lads in the future.
Okay, so you'll be expressing these views at the question time again?
Yeah, definitely. I hope that a lot of people in my year get involved, a lot of people in school get involved, and obviously be heard and put forward, and hopefully into the future.
The event will take place on March 27th, and whether or not it will engage young people more in politics is yet to be discovered.